There's a quiet change that sneaks up on many older adults. It doesn't come with sirens or sharp pain. No, it shows up as something simple, something easy to brush off, like feeling a little slower on the stairs, or gripping the railing just a bit tighter than usual. At first, you think it's just a tired day. Then it happens again, and again, until one day you realize your legs just aren't what they used to be. For many seniors, this creeping weakness isn't just aging. It's a warning sign, one we can't afford to ignore. And here's the truth that surprised even me. Some of the foods we eat every single day, including vegetables we've always believed were healthy, may be quietly contributing to this decline. Yes, even vegetables. You might be unknowingly feeding the very weakness that makes your legs feel unsteady. Imagine this. You wake up on a normal morning. You pour a cup of tea, stretch a little, and head to the kitchen. But today, your steps feel heavier. Your knees ache more than usual. You chalk it up to the weather. But deep down, something feels off. You glance at your breakfast, a colorful bowl of vegetables. It looks healthy. It should be healthy. But one of those vegetables might actually be making your muscles weaker, not stronger. And the worst part, you've been told your whole life it's good for you. Every 11 seconds in the U.S., a senior is hospitalized due to a fall. And in over 60% of those cases, leg weakness is a major contributing factor. But muscle loss doesn't happen overnight. It builds slowly from small choices made every day. And the foods we eat play a far bigger role than most people realize. Over the last 10 years, I've worked with hundreds of seniors who struggled with leg strength. Some were active their whole lives. Others had been told they were just getting older. But in nearly every case, there were hidden patterns. The same types of foods showing up, the same misunderstandings about healthy choices. And that's what we're going to uncover today. This video will reveal the 3 vegetables you should avoid, especially if you want to keep walking strong into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. And just as important, we'll show you 3 powerful vegetables that can nourish your legs, strengthen your joints, and keep you stable on your feet. One of them is probably already in your fridge, you just haven't been eating it the right way. Before we get started, let me ask, how are your legs feeling these days? If you've noticed soreness, cramps, or a little wobble in your step, you're not alone. Go ahead and leave a quick comment that says, "Feeling stronger starts now." And if you care about staying independent, mobile, and confident in your steps, hit the like button to support this message. Subscribe to Better Health, where we share clear science-backed tips to help American seniors walk strong every day. All right, let's take a closer look at the first vegetable you may need to rethink, even if it's been a part of your meals for decades. You might be surprised. There's a vegetable that shows up on dinner plates across America, especially in dishes that feel hearty, comforting, and wholesome. Eggplant. At first glance, it seems harmless. It's soft when cooked, soaks up flavors beautifully, and it's a staple in many traditional recipes, from lasagna to stews. For years, many seniors have embraced eggplant as a healthy choice, simply because it's low in calories and high in fiber. But here's the surprising truth for aging bodies, especially those struggling with muscle weakness, joint pain, or leg cramps. Eggplant may quietly be doing more harm than good. Let me explain. Eggplant belongs to a group of vegetables known as nightshades. That name might sound mysterious, but what it really means is this: they contain natural compounds called alkaloids. In small amounts, these compounds are harmless, but in larger continuous doses, like eating nightshades multiple times a week, they can trigger inflammation in sensitive individuals. Now, inflammation isn't just a buzzword. In seniors, chronic low-grade inflammation can aggravate arthritis, worsen knee and hip pain, and slow down recovery from minor injuries. If you've ever noticed your joints feeling more swollen or stiff after a rich pasta dish with lots of eggplant, that's not just coincidence. That's your body telling you something. One of my patients, Marlene, 72 years old retired teacher, loved making roasted eggplant with garlic and olive oil. She ate it almost every other day. But she kept complaining that her knees hurt every time she went up the stairs. Her doctor had ruled out anything severe, so she assumed it was just age catching up. When we looked closer at her food log, the connection became clear. After cutting out eggplant for just 3 weeks, her morning stiffness decreased. Her legs felt lighter. She even got back to her daily walks around the block. This isn't to say eggplant is poison. For many younger folks, it's totally fine. But for older adults, particularly those already managing inflammation or leg discomfort, reducing eggplant might be a game changer. And let's not forget the oxalates. Eggplant contains moderate amounts of oxalates compounds that in excess can interfere with calcium absorption and even contribute to kidney stones. That's especially concerning for seniors whose bone density naturally declines and whose kidneys may not function as efficiently. So if eggplant has been a regular feature in your meals, grilled, baked, stewed, or fried, it might be worth reconsidering. You don't have to ban it forever, but even lowering your intake to once a month could reduce the inflammatory load on your joints and legs. If you're looking for satisfying replacements, try zucchini or roasted carrots. They provide similar texture without the nightshade complications, and they're rich in nutrients that actually support joint and muscle health. For many people, this small swap can mean the difference between waking up with aching knees or feeling stable and strong when they stand. It's not about cutting everything out. It's about listening to your body and giving it the foods that support healing and strength, especially in your legs. The goal is to move easier with less pain and more confidence. And sometimes it starts with the vegetables you choose to keep or remove from your plate. You probably don't think twice about bamboo shoots. They're crunchy light and often found in stir-fries or canned soups. They're a staple in many Asian dishes, and for good reason, they're low in calories and high in fiber. But here's something most seniors don't know, especially those dealing with joint pain, slow digestion, or fluctuating blood pressure. Bamboo shoots can quietly sabotage your body. Let's look at Susan, 73. She's always been careful with her diet. She loves Asian-inspired meals, light broths, tofu, lots of vegetables. One of her favorites, bamboo shoot salad with a little vinegar and herbs. But about a year ago, Susan noticed something was off. Her knees started to swell more than usual. Her digestion slowed down, she had random headaches, and her doctor mentioned her blood pressure was trending up. At first it didn't make sense. She wasn't eating junk. She walked every morning. But one small detail was overlooked. Bamboo shoots contain high levels of natural toxins if not properly processed, especially a compound called cyanogenic glycoside. This chemical, when not fully cooked out or removed during processing, can release cyanide in the body. Not enough to kill you, but enough to quietly irritate the digestive tract, tax your liver, and in some people worsen inflammation or contribute to ongoing fatigue. And here's where it matters for seniors. As we age, our detox pathways slow down. The liver doesn't process toxins as quickly. The kidneys work harder to maintain balance, and that just a little bit of a harmful compound over time adds up. In Susan's case, her favorite salad was a quiet contributor to a cycle of inflammation and joint stiffness. Once she cut out canned bamboo shoots and replaced them with safer, lower inflammatory veggies, her symptoms began to improve. But that's not all. Many canned bamboo shoots also contain high-sodium preservatives and often BPA-lined containers, which are known to interfere with hormonal balance, another layer of stress for the aging body. So what should you do? If you absolutely love bamboo shoots, the safest way to enjoy them is buy fresh, not canned. Boil them thoroughly in water and discard the water. Avoid eating them raw. Limit consumption to once a week or less. But for most seniors, there are simply better alternatives, vegetables that support muscle retention, reduce inflammation, and nourish your joints. Try these instead. Zucchini, which is easy to digest and helps regulate blood pressure. Carrots, rich in antioxidants and gentle on the gut. Spinach, which supports muscle function and blood circulation. These choices give your body what it needs, not what it has to fight off. We often think the danger is in what we don't eat. But sometimes it's the harmless-looking ingredient on your plate that holds your body back. If you've been struggling with stiffness, fatigue, or bloating and couldn't figure out why, maybe it's time to take a second look at your favorite stir-fry. Because protecting your health isn't just about adding the right things. It's also about removing the wrong ones even when they come disguised as healthy. Let's keep going. The next vegetable is often found in jars in the fridge and can be even more damaging than bamboo shoots. In her mid-70s, Mrs. Elaine from Missouri had always believed in natural remedies. She proudly stocked her pantry with jars of pickled cucumbers, carrots, and even green beans, many of them homemade using vinegar and salt. "They're from the earth," she'd say. "Better than processed snacks." But over the years, something felt off. Her legs grew stiffer. She experienced strange swelling in her ankles and needed to sit down more often, even after short walks to her garden. Elaine's story isn't uncommon. Many seniors think that pickled vegetables are a healthy choice simply because they're vegetables. But here's the truth that's often overlooked. Not all vegetables retain their health benefits once they're pickled, especially when it comes to leg strength and circulation. Pickled vegetables are loaded with sodium. In fact, a single spear of pickled cucumber can contain over 300 milliliters of sodium, and most people don't stop at one. High sodium intake contributes to fluid retention, which explains the swollen feet and legs many older adults silently accept as just aging. But that bloating feeling, it often signals poor blood circulation, a key reason legs start feeling heavy, sluggish, and unsteady. That's not all. Frequent consumption of pickled vegetables can also disrupt mineral balance in the body. Sodium competes with potassium, the mineral responsible for proper muscle contraction and preventing cramps. When sodium wins, your legs lose. The result: cramps at night, weakness during walking, or stiffness after sitting too long. And for those living with hypertension, which includes more than half of Americans over 60, the dangers double. High sodium causes blood vessels to constrict, raising blood pressure and putting greater pressure on your knees, ankles, and hips. But here's a surprising twist: even homemade pickled vegetables aren't off the hook. Many seniors proudly avoid store-bought pickles to reduce preservatives, but even natural recipes call for large amounts of salt. Some use fermented brine, which brings its own set of challenges. Excessive fermentation may lead to the growth of histamines, which in sensitive individuals can cause inflammation, joint stiffness, and even allergic reactions that worsen joint pain. So what can we do? Instead of tossing out all the flavor, consider this gentle shift switch from pickled vegetables to fresh steamed or lightly roasted options. Steaming preserves minerals like magnesium and potassium, both essential for muscle health. Roasting with herbs like rosemary or turmeric can reduce inflammation and bring out flavor without added salt. If you absolutely love the tangy flavor of pickles, try adding a splash of apple cider vinegar to fresh cucumber slices without overloading on salt. Or blend cooked beets with lemon juice and garlic for a naturally sweet, tangy side dish rich in nitrates, which improve blood flow and leg strength. Remember, it's not about depriving yourself. It's about realigning with what your body needs now, not what worked 40 years ago. Elaine eventually made that shift. Within a few weeks of swapping out her pickled favorites for fresh steamed carrots and sautéed kale, she noticed something surprising: her morning walks became easier. Her sandals didn't leave red marks around her ankles, and that strange tingling in her calves, it was nearly gone. Sometimes the smallest edits in your diet can unlock a whole new experience in your body. That's the power of choosing wisely, especially when it comes to your legs. If you've ever watched professional athletes before a big race, you might have seen something surprising in their hands, a bottle of beetroot juice. It's not for flavor. It's not for energy. It's for blood flow. Beetroot or beets has quietly become a favorite among trainers and sports doctors because of one powerful reason: it contains high levels of natural nitrates. And these nitrates do something remarkable. They help open up blood vessels, improve circulation, and deliver more oxygen to your muscles. But here's the part that matters most for seniors. Better circulation, stronger legs. The muscles in your legs, especially your calves and thighs, need steady blood flow to stay energized and function properly. As we age, circulation tends to slow down. That's one reason why older adults often feel leg fatigue, cold feet, or struggle with muscle cramps even after light activity. Beetroot works like a natural support system. It helps keep blood flowing smoothly, especially to the lower half of the body, so your legs get what they need to stay strong. Mr. Harold, a 76-year-old retired postman, used to love walking to the diner down the street every morning. But last winter, he found himself cutting the trip short. His legs would feel tight by the second block. He felt slower, more winded, and he began to worry something more serious was happening. A checkup ruled out major heart issues, but his doctor suggested a few nutritional tweaks to improve blood flow, one of which was adding beets to his weekly routine. Harold started drinking half a glass of beetroot juice 3 mornings a week. He also added cooked beets to his lunch salads and mashed them with a bit of olive oil and garlic for dinner. Within 3 weeks, something changed. He wasn't winded halfway down the street. He didn't feel that old tightness behind his knees. And most importantly, he started walking again without fear. Beetroot doesn't just help with circulation. It's also rich in antioxidants, magnesium, vitamin C, and a unique compound called betanin, which may help reduce inflammation, one of the root causes of joint pain and muscle tightness. It's also naturally sweet, easy to digest, and extremely versatile. If you don't like the earthy flavor of raw beets, try roasting them. Slice them thin and bake into beet chips. Add them to a smoothie with banana and almond milk, or simply steam and toss with lemon juice and parsley. 1/2 cup serving of cooked beetroot 2 to 3 times a week is more than enough to support circulation and leg health in most seniors. Why did we choose beetroot as the first vegetable you should eat? Because it hits the sweet spot. It's supported by science. It delivers a real benefit where seniors need it most, the legs. And it's easy to add to meals even if you've never liked beets before. Your legs carry you through every part of life. Beetroot might just help carry them a little farther, with more strength, more confidence, and less pain. Let's move on to the next powerful vegetable. This one isn't red, but it might be the green your knees have been craving all along. Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt a strange tightness in your calf? Or woken up at night with a sharp leg cramp that left you gasping? If that sounds familiar, you might be missing something simple, something green. Spinach. This humble leafy vegetable isn't just for salads. It's one of the most powerful natural sources of magnesium, potassium, and natural nitrates, 3 key nutrients that directly support leg strength, muscle recovery, and nerve signaling. Let's break it down. Magnesium helps your muscles relax. Without it, your legs stay tight, twitchy, or prone to cramping. It also helps regulate calcium, which is critical for proper muscle contractions. Potassium, on the other hand, helps keep fluid levels in balance and prevents bloating or swelling in your lower legs. And those natural nitrates, just like in beetroot, they boost blood flow, keeping oxygen moving where your body needs it most. Now let's meet Gloria, 70, a retired bus driver from Michigan. Gloria had always been active. She walked her dog every morning, did her own grocery shopping, and pruned the hedges around her porch. But lately, something wasn't right. Her feet would cramp at night, her legs felt heavy after walking, and she even started tripping more often. Her doctor ruled out major circulation problems and prescribed a muscle relaxer, but Gloria wanted to try a natural route first. That's when we looked at her magnesium levels and her diet. She wasn't eating many leafy greens. In fact, she had avoided spinach for years because she thought it was boring and bland. We changed one thing: add half a cup of cooked spinach to her dinner 4 nights a week. Sometimes sautéed with olive oil and garlic, sometimes mixed into scrambled eggs, or folded into lentil soup. Within 10 days, the night cramps eased up. Her legs didn't feel like they were locking up anymore. And by the end of the month, she was sleeping better and walking stronger. Spinach isn't flashy. It doesn't come with marketing hype, but it quietly works in the background, restoring balance in your body where it counts most. It's also easy to digest, affordable, and fast to cook. If you're concerned about calcium, oxalate's a compound in raw spinach that may affect kidney stone risk. Simply cook it. Light steaming or sautéing reduces oxalates while keeping the good stuff. Why do we include spinach as one of the must-eat vegetables for strong legs? Because it's not just a salad topping. It's a natural, reliable source of muscle fuel for seniors, especially those dealing with cramps, stiffness, or general leg fatigue. And when combined with eggs, beans, or grilled chicken, it becomes a complete leg-friendly meal. The next time you walk through the produce aisle, don't skip the greens. They might just be the reason you take your next walk with more ease, more strength, and fewer nighttime cramps. Ready for the final vegetable. This one grows above ground, but it quietly supports what's below, especially your knees and hips. Let's take a look. When people think of healthy greens, they often picture spinach or kale. But there's one powerful vegetable that remains overlooked in most American kitchens, yet it's been a secret weapon for leg strength and mobility in many parts of Asia for generations. I'm talking about sweet potato leaves. Yes, the very leaves that grow above the sweet potato we're familiar with, soft, tender, slightly earthy, and loaded with nutrients that directly support your legs, joints, and circulation. Most seniors don't even realize these leaves are edible, let alone one of the most effective natural sources of polyphenols, potassium, and magnesium. These compounds don't just support general health. They specifically target the mechanisms that weaken your legs over time. Let's break this down. After the age of 60, your risk of muscle loss, known as sarcopenia, rises sharply. Alongside that, circulation tends to slow, nerve signals become less sharp, and inflammation begins to linger longer in your joints, particularly in your knees, ankles, and hips. That's why small activities like getting out of bed or stepping off a curb can feel unexpectedly difficult. But sweet potato leaves provide an impressive combination of antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds, and essential minerals that can counteract this decline. In one clinical study from the National Institute of Food Science in Taiwan, elderly participants who consumed steamed sweet potato leaves 3 times a week for 8 weeks showed a significant increase in lower limb flexibility and reduced inflammation markers in the blood, particularly C-reactive protein and interleukin-6, both of which are closely tied to joint pain and leg stiffness. Another important benefit lies in their nitrate content, a compound that boosts nitric oxide production in your blood. This helps expand blood vessels and improves circulation to the legs, which is crucial for delivering oxygen and nutrients to tired muscles. It's like turning on the water supply to a thirsty garden. In many traditional Okinawan meals, sweet potato leaves are lightly sautéed with garlic and sesame oil, not only for flavor, but also to enhance absorption of fat-soluble nutrients like vitamin A and K, which are crucial for bone density and nerve health. My patient Carol, a 78-year-old woman from Georgia, once told me that after replacing iceberg lettuce with sweet potato leaves in her weekly meals, her leg cramps at night almost completely disappeared within a month. She still calls them her green gold. For seniors dealing with blood sugar fluctuations, sweet potato leaves are also low on the glycemic index, meaning they won't spike your blood sugar. That's especially important as unstable blood sugar contributes to nerve damage and poor circulation in the legs. And let's not forget, these leaves are extremely affordable. If you have access to an Asian grocery store or a local farmer's market, you can usually find a fresh bundle for just a few dollars. You can steam them, stir-fry them, add them to soups, or even blend them into green smoothies for a gentle detoxifying effect. Just make sure to rinse thoroughly and cook lightly to preserve their nutrients while making them easier to digest. Start with just 1 or 2 servings a week. A simple side dish with garlic and olive oil is more than enough to start supporting your lower body without any drastic changes to your diet. Because sometimes the most powerful transformation begins with what you choose to add, not what you take away. Sweet potato leaves aren't just a vegetable. For many seniors, they're the key to walking taller, moving freer, and regaining confidence with every step. So many seniors spend their later years adapting to discomfort. They assume slower steps, weaker legs, and stiffer joints are just normal aging. But what if it's not? What if weakness isn't your destiny, but a result of small choices repeated daily? And what if simply by adjusting the vegetables on your plate, you could change the entire direction of your health? Today, you've seen the truth. Certain vegetables, though seemingly healthy, can make your legs weaker, inflame your joints, and rob you of balance. You've also discovered 3 powerful foods that do the opposite, nourishing your muscles, calming inflammation, and restoring the strength you thought was gone for good. You are not stuck. You are not fragile. And no, you are not too late. Your legs are still listening. Your body is still adapting. And the foods you eat, starting with your very next meal, are your greatest allies in building that strength back. Imagine this. 6 months from now, you climb a staircase without holding the rail. You stand up from a chair without that little wobble. You take a walk with your grandchild not behind them, but right beside them. Not because of a new medicine, not because of surgery, but because you took control of your food. That power has been in your hands all along. So here's your next step. Pick one thing you learned today, just one. Maybe it's saying goodbye to that jar of pickled vegetables in the fridge. Maybe it's picking up some fresh beets or spinach next time you're at the market. Start small, but start now. And if this video made you feel seen, like someone finally explained what your legs have been trying to tell you, then leave a comment below. Just write, "I'm taking my legs back." That's your promise to yourself, and it means more than you know. If you found this helpful, please give it a like and share it with someone you care about, a spouse, a sibling, a friend who deserves to walk strong again. And don't forget to subscribe to Better Health, because every week we share simple science-backed advice to help you stay mobile, independent, and vibrant well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. We'll see you in the next video. And remember, aging is inevitable, but decline is optional. Your next strong step starts now.